Hello everyone and welcome back to some Marvel Champions on the channel, and today we're trying out Magneto, the hero version, because he is a villain in one of the scenario boxes of him, and he's a fairly recent release for the game, I think. And as I've said in the last couple of videos, going forwards, trying out a new character for the first time, I'll use our pre-constructed deck, but any repeat appearances of a hero I'll customize, maybe change the aspect they're using, etc. But we're trying out Magneto's default hero deck as he ships with, and as I say, he's a newer release, so maybe it's a bit more balanced for the more recent releases. But today also we are going up against part of the Mojo scenario pack. You can play it as a linked scenario, Mojo, Ma Gog, who we're facing today, plus Spiral, I think is the third one. We're not going to play a linked scenario or anything like that, but I like the sound of this one. You're trying to wow the crowd in an arena. We'll go over the specifics in a second. And yeah, that sounds neat. So we're going to give it a try and very quickly go over both the villain and the hero. So when you are fighting Ma Gog, he only has 10 health and he only has one form, but he doesn't actually die. As I say, the setup is Mojo's trapped you in his arena and he's making you fight his current champion, which is Ma Gog. So you have these two environments that stay in play. The challengers represents us, so Magneto in this case, and the champion is Ma Gog. If you would take him out, you put 3 counters on here and reset his health. And every time he attacks you, every time he attacks and damages a character, so allies count, you place 1 on the champion. If that gets 5, you flip it, and then you have a lose condition. If we get 5 on this, we flip it, and we get a win condition. His deck for encounter cards are not super big, it's just the cards he comes with, which aren't that many, the standard encounter set, and then 1 random set selected from the Mojo stuff that comes in the scenarios. They're all themed around different genre of films. I've forgotten offhand which one I put in. I think it was fantasy, but I guess we'll see as we play. So with that done, I think we've done everything. Put the champion environment into play, put the challengers into play, and you play with the booing crowd side up. Yes. There's the champion side. I think they both have that side up to start with. And then it becomes melee in the Mojoseum. So this does have a proc for more counters going on this. It doesn't have a lose condition on it. The players cannot win the game unless they've wowed the crowd. When this scheme would be completed, which is getting to 6, you put 2 counter rings on the champion and remove all threat here instead, and it starts with 1 threat per player on it. So it starts like that. And that is basically his setup. So Magneto is a 2/2/2, and he has a magnetic pool on his hero side where you can discard cards from your own deck to try and find a magnetic card. Most of his cards have the magnetic keyword, and hand size of 5. But we start on this side, of course. He's only got a recovery of 3, which is a bit rough, hand size of 6 on his alter ego side, and he has the survivor action response. After you change to this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile back into your deck. So I guess that's to counter the power he's got on the other side. So as I say, this is just his pre-con deck, all 40 cards. I've forgotten what aspect he came with. I think it was leadership, and although I haven't used his deck before, a friend of mine has when we were playing digitally once. You know, he has the ability to weaponize minions, which is pretty fun. Like, he grabs enemy minions and can turn them into projectiles, which is fun, and just kind of take them out the fight with like metal bindings and stuff like that. So it's neat. Hopefully his pre-con deck is good enough for fighting Ma Gog. And with that, we're going to get started after this quick word from my channel sponsors. This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks. So a quick extra shuffle just to prove I've shuffled them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see what we start with. I'm not really sure what we're going to be looking for. Face the Past, You Got This, Noble Sacrifice, Magnetic Bubble, I remember that being really good for taking or tanking damage, Master of Magnetism, and Asteroid M. We're probably going to want to keep all those unique cards, so let me just put those to one side. Search encounter deck for a minion, and then you can draw some cards. I'm going to say no to that one because there isn't a lot of cards in his encounter set, as I mentioned. After you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or attack, discard an ally, no. And Noble Sacrifice, we don't have any allies currently in hand, so that's not going to do anything. So we're going to redraw 3. Won't stay down. Oh, there's one. Kid Omega. And You Got This. Well, we might be able to make it work now with those. So this is going to be our starting hand. Alright, let's begin, and unfortunately if I want to play all those Magneto cards, I'm going to have to ignore the leadership cards, but I think it's probably worth it. I'm going to get rid of Kid Omega and Won't Stay Down in order to play Asteroid M, and that's just a good thing to have in general. It's an alter ego action. You can shuffle the topmost magnetic card from your discard pile back into your deck and also heal 1 damage. So it'll be out of sight, but it's down there. And Master of Magnetism is a double resource. So with You've Got This, we can pay for Magnetic Bubble, and that gives us a way to mitigate damage. It makes Magneto have Retaliate 1. When you would take any amount of damage, place it here instead, and then if there's at least 6 damage here, you discard the bubble. So that means you're not taking the damage, so I think that ignores the forced response, or rather is a good counter to the forced response on Ma Gog. And on that note, my turn is going to be pretty simple. We're going to hero form, and we don't have any magnetic cards on our discard pile. Actually, does the... Oh, the Master of Magnetism has the keyword magnetic. Hang on a second. Oh, but that's taking it from the top of your deck. Actually, well, and then before I flipped up then, let's say I did use Asteroid M to take the topmost magnetic card from my discard pile, because it's only the only one there, which is Master of Magnetism, and shuffle it into my deck. Then the only other thing we're doing is flipping up to hero form, and we're just going to hit Ma Gog for 2 damage. Should I make use of Magneto's power here? Discard cards to the top of your deck until you get a magnetic card. Probably not. Also, I just dropped a bunch of the cards from the deck, so I'm going to have to pick those up. But let's do the 2 damage first, and then I'll do a quick cut, and back with a shuffled deck. Alright, so villain phase. This actually gains 2 per player, so it's already halfway towards proccing once. He is attacking us. My bubble is going to protect us, so he hits for 2 plus... He's hitting for 3. After he attacks and damages you, we're not being damaged, it's putting the damage on the bubble. So the bubble took half of that. And then encounter card. It is a fetch quest. Was fantasy. Okay, so it has Surge. When defeated in player order, each player may search their deck for a card and play that card for free, and then you shuffle. Okay, well, it starts with 6 on it, which is a bit rough. It feels like something that requires a group to deal with. So that's got 6. It also has Surge. So, a game of mojos. Setting show. Each player gets +1 hand size. When revealed, discard each other setting environment in play. These don't count because they don't have the setting keyword. If this card was revealed from the encounter deck, it gains Surge. Oh dear. Everything has Surge in relation to mojo, apparently. So that's also a boost icon there. So we have +1 hand size, but... Old grievances. We got our obligation out super early. So force response. After you use your magnetic pool ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. Alter ego action. We have to exhaust ourselves to discard this. Well, isn't that just peachy? Could have been worse, I suppose. I also totally forgot to draw a new hand, so let's just do that on camera now. So we're actually hand size 6 because of that. Because normally it would be 5 on hero side. Electromagnetic Blast, Won't Stay Down, Square Off, Phoenix. Speaking of Phoenix, Energy, and Wrapped in Metal. That's the one where I don't even know if there is minions, unfortunately, here for us to use that on. But that's the hand going into turn 2. So for this turn, we're definitely going to end with flipping down to get rid of old grievances. I'm not going to do Magnetic Pull because I don't want to take the damage, because it would apply to the shield, and I want that to maybe take 2 hits. It's probably not going to, but maybe. We are going to get Phoenix out. I'm going to get rid of Wrapped in Metal and the energy card to pay for her, because there's no minion to make use of the Wrapped in Metal. So Phoenix is coming out. Response. After she enters play, choose an X-Men ally and ready them. Oh, I should probably have done something first with Magneto, so let's say I did that. Let's thwart this for 2. And then Jean coming out here means we're re-readied. Anything else? We would have healed 1 damage, but we're at full health, so that's fine. We're going to use Squared Off and Won't Stay Down to pay for Electromagnetic Blast. It's a hero action. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, you may discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. We're not going to make use of that latter part. But, oh yeah, Retaliate would have kicked in, I presume, because the shield gives him it. So actually, you're on 7, buckle. So we're taking 3 off the main scheme, and that means I did clear it and trigger that secondary thing, but it doesn't matter. And we're going to thwart with Jean for 2. Put this down to 2 left on it, and then we'll thwart with Magneto. Hang on, do I need to exhaust him on his other side? I do. I'll do that next turn, just to completely clear out fetch quest. So what is the bonus for doing this? You may search your deck for a card and play that card for free. That is a pretty cool thing. What card would I want to play for free? Let's see. I think Jean might be the most expensive ally he's got. Oh, I'm giving Magneto's armor. That's probably a good one. Or Magneto's cape. That makes him fly. What does the armor do? Resolve the pull ability. It gives him bonus stats based on cards you discard. Is there anything else that I could get? His helmet makes him steady, so he's immune to statuses. And you can... Oh, yeah, I'm going to take his helmet. And I can play it for free. So, Magneto's helmet is played. And then we're flipping down and ending our turn there. I have to shuffle though, and we'll ready everything up. So I didn't get rid of old grievances this turn, but that's okay. We did pretty well in the old clearing out threat. There we are. And we're drawing 7, I guess, because that's still applying. It's going to mill the deck real quick though, that's the only thing. Magnetic Missile, new recruits, wrapped in metal, Master of Magnetism, Strength, Noble Sacrifice, and Deft Focus. Reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play. So that's a fairly good upgrade with Archangel on it. So, +2 on here to start with. He's then scheming for 1 plus, well, 2 plus. Oh, good grief. Well, honestly, I'm kind of glad I'm not fighting that, but that procs up more than the 6 required. So, let's see. When this scheme would be completed, place 2 on here. Then remove all the threat here. Okay. That is a scary enemy, although yeah, 4 boost icons. Yeah, better that than fight a 10 health minion, I suppose, because it has the elite keyword, which means he's immune to Magneto's nonsense as well. And, encounter card. Ugh. Okay. Defend the title. We're in alter ego form. Place 2 rate encounters on the champion. So we'll just get rid of that. Replace it with a 3. So he's up to 4 of the 5 required to flip that already. Well, we're going to have to get work done, aren't we? Let's tap Asteroid M. We don't need to heal, but that gives me back Electromagnetic Blast. And it goes into my deck. Discard pile into your deck. It doesn't actually say to shuffle your deck, I just realised. Oh, it's the guarantee when you use his ability on the other side that you get a result. I did that wrong before. Whoops. You do not shuffle it. My bad. Oh well. So, Asteroid M has been used. We are going to exhaust ourselves to get rid of old grievances. Bring Jean along here. So, unfortunately, we're tapped for the turn, but what can you do? We are going to get rid of Magnetic Missile to pay for Deft Focus, so we can make superpowers cheaper. Anything with the superpower keyword. That should help in the long run. I've got good stuff in hand, but not good stuff to play with them, unfortunately. So we can't take anything off of that, as far as I'm aware. All we can do is try and beat up him, but that seems like such a waste of Jean. Well, we are going to flip up to hero side, even though I can't do anything this turn. And I am going to discard cards from the top of my deck until a magnetic card is discarded, because I know there's one waiting. Oh, would you look at that? It only removes threat though, I can't use it to hurt anyone, so I'm going to keep that in hand, I'm going to keep the strength card in hand, and I'm going to keep Master of Magnetism in hand. I am just dumping all of this, because there's no need for it. He's very much an anti-minion character, and we'll just, I guess I will attack for 1 with Jean. I forgot I did thwart with her as well already, so that's 2 damage to her. It's so weird that Phoenix only has an attack of 1. That gets Ma Gog down to 6. I've got 3 cards in hand, and on this side my hand size is 6. So we're drawing 3. Won't stay down. You got this. Do I? And another Electromagnetic Blast. Threat is no longer an issue with those in hand, that's for sure. I did totally forget that I could have tapped Magneto's helmet to do a resource at that point, but resources weren't the issue for that turn. It was not having anything to play with them. So, 2 on here. Ma Gog is attacking us. I'm having the magnetic bubble take the hit. It's a base of 3, so it's definitely cutting it out. Reveal this card. Jolt of Adrenaline. Attached to Ma Gog, he gains Retaliate and Stalwart. How does it go away? After his hit points are reset, place one rating counter on the challengers and discard this card. And we have to kill him, basically. So that used up the rest of Magnetic Bubble. So there it is. We can bring Phoenix along here. And that was his boost card, but it got revealed. So, encounter card. We are in hero form. The villain attacks you. Arg! That is frustrating. I don't have any defense cards, so I can't stop him. I could make Jean take the hit, but then I can't use her to do you've got this. So I will... I'm just going to have to take the hit, I think. Yeah, just going to take the hit, which means he's getting... After he attacks and damages you, place one rating counter here. So he's one away, and he's hitting me for 3. Oh, only 3. Well, there is some minions. Hitting for 3, so we are down to 7. That was an unfortunate card to draw at that point. So, let's do some stuff with Jean. We're going to attack for 2, which means he hits us for 1 because of Retaliate. So we're down to 6. He is down to 4. Then, we are going to tap Magneto's Helmet, which generates a wildcard resource for us. It's down here just out of sight. And that means we can play You Got This. After you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or attack, we just did, discard an ally you control, add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for use, and ready your hero. Which means we're now a 4 thwart, 3 attack character. So, there is that. Thank you for your service, Jean. We will bring you back shortly, hopefully. And then we're going to attack him for 3. So he hits us for 5. Or sorry, he hits us for 5. He hits us down to 5. We hit him down to 1. Which is annoying, because we're just 1 off killing him. Then, how is the best way to use this? Let's see. We're going to use Master of Magnetism to do Electric Burst to remove up to 3 threat. And we're just going to clear out the threat because we might as well. And do we want to use Magnetic Pull? No. Not yet. No. So, we're going to have to get rid of the strength card to pay for this because I want to hold on to the other electromagnetic burst. Or, well, no, actually no, I'm going to get rid of it. Display won't stay down. So play only if your identity has the X-Men trait, and we're going to use it by flipping down, which means we now are in an alter ego form. Discard this card, return an X-Force or X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. So Jean is coming right back into hand, and then this goes away, right? It doesn't actually say that, no, it's just a support card. Okay, that's handy. On this side we're also going to tap Asteroid M to shuffle the topmost magnetic card from the discard pile into your... Oh, it does say shuffle. Shuffle the topmost magnetic pile into your discard pile into your deck. So I got it right the first time and wrong the second time. So that means one of those electromagnetic bursts are going back, and we heal up to 6. Which is a start, I suppose. But we couldn't quite finish Ma Gog this turn, which is the annoying part. I wanted to get rid of that status effect and get us some progress. But that's okay. We healed 1, as I said, so we're up to 6. I have 2 cards in hand, and our hand size is 7. So 5. Let's see what we get. Death Focus, we can only ever have 1 of them equipped, so you would never want like maybe more than 2 of those. Genius card. Magneto's Cape, we'll definitely be wanting that. And Noble Sacrifice, so hang on, that's 4, 5, 6, but 7 because of that game of mojos, squared off, which is not something we want because, as I say, there's not a lot of minions. So, 2 on the main scheme. Speaking of scheming, he schemes against us for 2, for 5. Good grief. So it procs this, which means this procs, and flips over to the other side. So now if he gets up to 10, we lose. That's our lose condition right there. And encounter card. That was very unlucky. Oh, speaking of unlucky, if only I had a way to stop Shadows of the Past. So unfortunately for us, Exodus, who's getting added to Crisis Protocol soon, comes out to play, and he is a scary thing. He's got toughness for 1 and 6 health for another, and he has the elite keyword, so I can't just throw him around. And Martyr for the Mutants comes into play. When defeated, the defeating player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. Oh, I'm running out of room. Put that there, I guess. That's scary, that's going to mill our deck. It also has a boost icon on it, and now we have 3 cards to shuffle into the encounter deck, which are these ones. So I'll do that quickly before starting the next turn. So before starting this turn, I did some off-the-camera housekeeping just so you didn't have to watch me shuffle the deck again. I made use of the response for changing this form. I should have done that at the end of the last turn, but I did it now to take the top 3 cards of discard pile to put into here. I also made use of Asteroid M, so I've healed up to 7, taken the top magnetic card and also shuffled that in. Now you're caught up and we are ready to do stuff. What stuff? Well, who knows. Let's get rid of the Death Focus we can't equip because it's max once per player, and Genius to... Oh, actually, if we're going to bring Phoenix out, no, we should do other things first because she'll ready us. Let's get rid of... Let's equip our cape. We'll just use the Strength card to equip our cape along with our helmet. So this means we have the aerial trait, which I presume is relevant for some of his cards. After you resolve your magnetic pull ability, you can exhaust this cape to ready ourselves again. So that's pretty neat. And paid for that with the Strength card. Yep. So are we ready to flip up? Yes, I think we are. We have a lot of problems to deal with, and we must deal with them now, somehow. Well, I'm going to smack Ma Gog, so we're going to take damage, unfortunately. We're going to get 1 from the Retaliate. But that puts him to 0, so he resets to 10, and we put 3 ratings on the challengers, and this goes away. Now we just have all this other scary stuff to deal with. Now we're going to bring Phoenix out. I know I could be tapping his helmet and stuff for resources, but she's not a superpower, so we can't use Death Focus. We'll get rid of Genius and the Death Focus we had in hand for Jean to come back out. And I'll put Won't Stay Down over here because it's not going to be super relevant as much as these. So after she enters play, we get to ready that ally and heal 1 damage. So that heals off what we got from Retaliate, which is pretty nice. And we're going to attack. No, we're going to thwart for 2. Get rid of that. We are then going to use his magnetic pull, so we discard cards from the top of his deck until we get a magnetic one, and we're going to exhaust the cape when that happens, so we get to ready for doing it. Hopefully we won't mill ourselves too badly. There we go. So we got Master of Magnetism. No, it could have been worse, for sure. Could have been worse. Then we will thwart with Jean to clear out Martyr for Mutants. So when defeated, the player, so we lose our top 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that means we're going to be getting that extra encounter card when I draw more cards. That is a huge chunk over there, and we still have this scary gentleman to deal with. Is there anything else I can do right now? Not really. Let's see. I re-rated myself after the cape and then I thwarted again. So I think I've done 3 things as Magneto, right? Did I do a second thing? I attacked, I thwarted, and then did I thwart again? No, I think I've done. I think I've still got 1 thing left to do because I got a ready from there before I got the ready from the cape. So we shall attack and remove this tough from Exodus, I guess, and I'm going to get rid of these in hand and keep that magnetism card I got. There's nothing else I could be proccing, so that's going to be the end of our turn. We're getting that encounter card, so I'll just put it there in advance because our hand size, as I say, is 7. 1, 2, 3 plus the magnetism, so that's 4. Metal shards. M. Oh, it's Lady M. 4, so we need to draw 3 after I shuffle. There's a lot of shuffling with Magneto's deck. Good grief. It's easier to play digitally. Our 3 will be 1, 2, 3. Magnetic Missile. Sadly can't use any of that stuff on Exodus because of his elite keyword, but hey, we have a lot of cards. So, speaking of getting our you-know-whats kicked, here's the villain phase. So, 2 on this. Ma Gog is attacking us for just 1 boost icon, so it's a base of 3. I'm going to have to make Jean take this one because I'm worried about, because we're getting 2 guaranteed from Exodus. Also, after he attacks us, we discard from the topmost deck the top of your deck equal to his total attack. Ugh, he mills your deck. Yeah, we're having Phoenix take this one just as well because it was a lot. And unfortunately, because he defeated Jean, that gives him 1 rating on here. Oh, we should have got to draw a card when we flip to this. Well, I'll just put 1 more card in my hand. Noble Sacrifice, where were you? And then Exodus is hitting us for 2. Can't do anything about that. So he's hitting us for 2, and that mills his total attack. Oh, does he get a boost? He doesn't have the... Oh, he does have the villainous keyword. Discard 1 card from your hand. You know, I'm just going to discard the card I just drew. To keep things simple. So he didn't have any boost icons, but so it's just equal to his attack. So 2 cards get discarded. Wrapped in metal and new recruits. Off they go. Then 2 encounter cards, starting with this one, the one we already had, and he's almost milled his deck as well. Surprise Contender, he's villainous, so he gets a boost card as well. 7 health per player. He's a clone. Force interrupt after he attacks and damages you. Place 1 counter rating on the champion. How come he gets to help the champion? When defeated, place 2 ratings on the challengers, so that is an opportunity. But he's got the elite keyword as well, so Magneto can't do anything to him. Oh, that's annoying. Frenzy. Oh, he doesn't have it, but he does have the quick strike keyword, so that's lovely. So that's 2 damage with an asterisk. Why is there an asterisk? After Frenzy attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. So yeah, Exodus is all about... Oh, that was a shame to lose. Oh, that's even worse. That was a shame to lose those cards. Yeah, he is all about making you just mill your cards even more. So that's the situation we're in now. Let's try and get ourselves out of this this mess. So we're going to tap Deft Focus, so the next superpower I play is reduced in cost. We're going to tap Magneto's Helmet to generate a wildcard resource, and that means I just need 1 more. I'm going to spend Magic Missile. No, I'm going to spend Won't Stay Down, because we already have 1 equipped anyway. Which means in total, we've paid the full cost for Metal Shards. Would love to have hit Ma Gog with this. Deal 7 damage to an enemy. If that attack defeats an enemy, gain a tough status card. I'm taking out Exodus with this. He has 6 health, so he is out of there. But he can and will come back. At least we've earned ourselves a tough status card, so maybe we don't need to flip down, depending on how brave I'm feeling. After that... let's see, you don't have Retaliate, do you? I will tap to hit him for 2. I have a plan. There's 2. We're going to do our magnetic pull, and we're tapping the cape, so we re-ready for doing it. And that means we just have to find a magnetic card. That's not magnetic. Magnetic? Nope. I keep on missing out the chance of getting Emma Frost on the field. Nope. I kind of expected the... Oh, there we go. Oh, I would like to get that back out. That might change things. Let's see. Let's see, if I want to get Lady M out, I would need to pay 4. I can pay 3 with relative ease. Yeah, okay, fine. So, Master of Magnetism squared off and Magnetic Pull. I want to keep Master of Magnetism on the top of the discard pile there, actually. So let's do it that way. That means Lady M comes out. Response, after she enters play, defeat a minion with fewer remaining hit points than her. So the damage I did to him means he just goes away. So that clears that particular issue, at least for now. Let's move that there. Now what else can I do? I have no way to generate the resources required to get Magnetic Bubble out. I still can do a basic action, so can Lady M. And we haven't tapped Asteroid M, but that would require flipping down to make use of it. Well, I will attack for 2 against the Surprise Contender. Lady M attacks for 3, but she takes 2 consequential damage. She's tough. So that is a total of 5 damage to him of a 7 health model. So that's not too shabby right there. And we'll be able to take a hit. Do I flip down? Flipping down would mean almost certainly that this pays out, which would pay out for a total of 2. If I let him hit me, that's going to pay out 1. If he hits, that's going to pay out 1, so it's still 2. I'm going to flip down, because I think this is the safer option when I only have 3 health. That means also that before I end my turn I can tap Asteroid M. Topmost card gets shuffled back in. I'll do that off camera in a second, but this is going to get shuffled into here. I'm going to do it now while I'm yammering, actually, because I have to draw my hand. Oh, as I drop my deck again. And we heal 1 off of that as well, so that puts us to 4. So hopefully that was the smart option there. And we have shuffled. I have 2 cards left in hand that I want to hold, and our hand size is currently 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of these are back in hand. There we go. And let's do the villain turn. We've readied everything up. So this immediately gets 2 on it. We'll just replace that with a 3. He's scheming, and it's going to proc off of the back of that for a base of 2. Just a base of 2. Oh, it actually precisely reaches enough, so that clears out, but is also going to get 1 back on for this, and this goes up to 3. Remember, if this gets to 10, we lose. And then a counter card. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. It's going to have to be Won't Stay Down, unfortunately. And got gut punched by Thanos. Okay, as far as turns go though, that wasn't too bad. Alright, I pulled the camera back a little bit just so you can see the full setup we've got here, because there's a lot of stuff. Off camera, before starting again, I resolved Asteroid M, I resolved the response. Again, you're supposed to do that when you flip down to them, I keep forgetting, but nothing has changed in the board states, so the cards were still as they should have been. And we're good to go. So, I am flipping up, I'm hoping that the tough will help protect me, because we only have 5 health, 4 up to 5 because of the Asteroid M heal, and I'm immediately tapping to kill the surprise contender. So we get 2 counters on the challengers for doing that, which caps it out at 5, which means it now flips and we get our win condition. We have to get 10 on here after that. So, oh yeah, we have to search the encounter deck and discard power for a surprise contender and put it into play, engage with us. So the enemy I defeated to make that happen is actually like, no, sorry, I got a second win. Oh, also he was a villainous, so he should have had a second, a boost card for scheming, but too late now. So, we're then going to do Magnetic Pull and use the cape to once again ready ourselves. So, well, perfect. We got my metal shards back, which I shuffled back in via Asteroid M. And that is actually really good, because that does 7 damage. I did not plan for that, but now we want to use it. We're tapping Death Focus to bring metal shards cost down to 2. We're tapping Magneto's helmet, so that's paid for 1. And we'll get rid of Won't Stay Down and say, hello again, surprise contender. Whap. You are a kill. And immediately give us 2 more counters on our win condition. So all of a sudden we're kind of catching up, sort of. As for whatever else we're doing, we absolutely want Magneto's shield out. I presume that takes hits over... no, I presume the tough would proc first, actually. So we'll get rid of Square Off and Energy to pay for Magneto's bubble shield. Right there. Give us a bit more protection. And then finally... what else could I do? I could pay for Kid Omega, but I can't take advantage of his response for getting out because I don't have any resources left. You know, it's fine. Let's have another body on the field. So we'll get rid of those to pay for Kid Omega. You can spend different resource types to make stuff happen when he is entering play. Can't do that though, so we're just going to attack Ma Gog for 2 and say thank you for doing at least that much to him. Bring him down to 8, and that is my turn. I completely cleared out my hand as well, and that means we're currently drawing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got this, magnetism, you got this, Magneto's armor, which we somehow missed last time, metal shards, fantastic, and electromagnetic blast. That's a really good hand. It's a shame I just got rid of most of my energy cards. Oh yeah, we had one more thing to do with Magneto. I'll attack. So we're hitting for 2, he's down to 6. And Lady M didn't do anything this turn as far as I remember, so she is attacking... yeah, she'll attack for 3, and that takes her out. She takes herself out with consequential damage, it's not damage from him, so I presume that doesn't proc anything. So that's 3 more damage, putting him down to 3. Which is very nice, and that also means I can move cards along and maybe zoom back in again for everyone to see what's going on. That is the end of my turn, so we're readying up, and as I say, I believe the tough status card takes priority over the bubble shield, but if I'm wrong about that you can let me know. So, 2 goes on this, he is attacking me, I'm just letting it happen because of the tough, and it would have been 4 in total because of the boost. Tough goes away, and encounter card, and if it forces him to attack me, that's what the shield's for. Oh, would you look at that, he attacks you. I am really glad I had the shield. So the shield's going to take all this, so it's 3 plus discard the top core. So the shield is taking 3 damage of its 6, and we discard the top 3. 1, 2, 3. So there we go, that's what we lost. Honestly, that's not so bad. And yeah, it feels like we're starting to turn things around now we've got our setup working for us. So, let's tap Magneto's helmet, which will in turn, once I get rid of a you got this, pay for Magneto's armor. And that means when we use our magnetic pull ability, depending on what we discard, we get bonus stats for the round. And we are going to discard, but not until I hit Ma Gog for 2 first. Putting him down to 1, because then we use the cape, tap the cape, that means we're ready. So, depending on what we discard, so that was a science resource, so we have +1 thwart. Oh, we had Cyclops this whole time. We got rid of an aggression, so we have +1 attack, so we're a 3/3/2 currently. And then that's it, because that goes into our hat. So, a 3/3/2 for the turn. And we're untapped. It would be a waste when he's only got 1 health, so I guess we'll use Kid Omega to make that happen then. So, heal attack for 2, takes himself out, but gets Ma Gog to 0. So that means 2 goes on this. Oh, sorry, it's 3. Place 3. So we're up to 5. And then his health resets to 10. But I ain't done hurting him yet, as they say. We are going to attack him. Our basic attack is 3 because of the stuff we just did. So that puts him down to 7. And then I think we're going to batter him for 7 more damage, actually. So we'll tap Def Focus to make the next superpower I play cost 1 cheaper. We'll get rid of Master of Magnetism to play Metal Shards. Put them, what order did I put these on the discard pile? I guess technically I paid for it with this, so it'd be that order. And that does 7 damage. And we defeated an enemy, because it takes him down to 0 again, so that gives us tough. That once again puts 3 on this. Oh no, I've ran out of easily accessible 3 icons, hang on. There we go. That's 6, 7, we're now 2 away from winning. He resets to 10 again. I feel like he should lose 1 off of his when that happens, but no. Oh, and let's see, we're actually also supposed to get a face down encounter card. Oh dear. So we've just done that twice. There, that's unfortunate. That's potentially terrible. And then we will pay for electromagnetic blast with these 2. And we're going to remove 3 threat, which is clearing it out, so we can get rid of a... We can discard attachment with text hero action or hero response. Again, I don't know why you would want to, but that clears that out, and that is my turn. We've still got the ability to take a hit on the shield after the tough goes away, so I'm staying in hero form even though we only have 5 health, and we're getting a bunch of encounter cards. Hopefully this is not hubris. So, 2 there. He is attacking us for 3 plus... It would have been 5, but the tough takes it. And then 3 encounter cards. Oh boy, spicy. Surge of Aggression. Attached to Ma Gog. After Ma Gog hits points are reset. Place 1 rate encounter on challengers and discard it. So he's a +1/+1 until such time as we beat him again. So we have to really focus that. Advance. He's scheming against us. Oh, and he's just milled his deck. So he's just scheming for a base of 2. And now he has an acceleration token, which I'll need to look out. There we are. That means Exodus and all that nasty stuff is going to come out as well. If I put it there, I'll surely see it, although I'm going to have to move that when I move his HP, so never mind, I'll move it up there. And the final encounter card of those 3, it's a Troll! He's got 7 health and toughness. This minion takes 1 additional damage for each card with a printed science cost. Okay. When defeated, the player who defeated this minion may put 1 ally from their discard pile into play. That's pretty good. Although I guess that's why he starts so strong. Okay, I totally forgot to draw a new hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that would mean we milled our deck again. So we're actually going to do 4 encounter cards. 2, 3, 4, 5 after I draw 2 more cards. As I say, a lot of shuffling with Magneto's deck. Good grief. But if we get Ma Gog to 0 health, we win. Because we get 3 markers and we only need 2. Speaking of 2, there's our last 2 cards. Cyclops and Kid Omega. Could make that work. So we actually should have had one more encounter card. Oh, which... he just won't stay dead. He just keeps coming back. That's... yeah, we really have to find a way to win this turn now. Wow. Alright, I think I've found a way, and it's down to the fact that the good old troll there does not have the elite keyword. He's a brute and a troll, but he doesn't have the elite keyword, which means he's a bog standard minion, right? He's got the minion keyword, yes. So that means he is not immune to being wrapped up in metal and turned into a projectile by Magneto. So we'll play Master of Magnetism to pay for wrapped in metal. You attach it to a minion. You count their text as being blank, but that's not important because we're going to turn them into a projectile, as I mentioned. So what is the best order to do this in? Let's get rid of Square Off. I think we're just going to do it. Magnetic Missile. Discard a minion with wrapped in metal attached to deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. So we whap the troll wrapped in metal into Ma Gog's face. Doesn't matter that he's tough. He just gets discarded. So does this. And Ma Gog takes half of what we need to do. And victory is in sight. We just need to do 5 damage. We can ignore all of this. And even... yeah, just getting his health to 0 also, we would get 3 from the kill plus a 4th from doing this. So we just need to do 5 damage. Easiest way to do 5 damage would be... if I hit with Magneto, we still need to do 3. I can ready myself by doing the Magneto cape stuff, so that's 4. We just need to find 1 damage. And I can certainly do that by bringing out Kid Omega. I'll pay with Cyclops and the other Death Focus. For him to come out, I'll tap the helmet to do a wildcard resource, actually, and say that it's an energy resource to deal 1 damage to an enemy. So that actually brings him down to 4. We'll attack for 2, bring him down to 2. That's probably the most efficient way to do it. And then Magneto attacks him for 2. He is defeated again, so when he's defeated, 3 on this goes away, which also gives us a 4th. And that means we're way above the 10 required to win because we were already at 8. So we did manage to pull it back once we started getting our upgrades out, and Ma Gog has been defeated. So that was my first time using Magneto, so apologies about maybe ordering, like as I say, I got myself confused a couple of times with the correct order for doing both Asteroid M, Magnetic Pull, and the forced response for flipping down to do the Survivor thing. You have to do it when you flip down, it's not just being on this side. But that didn't really change the overall outcome. I think I covered myself for the encounter card I forgot by doing 4 resolved at once. So I've thought to end on whenever I do use the precon deck is I'll look through it and see what I would immediately change on the assumption that we're sticking with the same aspect. I feel like you don't need 3 deft focuses, especially because you can only have 1 equipped. So you would definitely get rid of 1 of those. It depends how well you... like, he mills his deck, so I feel like you can probably find your 1 pretty easily. So I'd probably get rid of 2 and keep the 1 in the deck. Won't stay down, this is again, you can only ever have 1 of them equipped. It has certain validity. You probably want more allies in general in the deck, so I would get rid of at least 1 of those, probably 2. Again, keep 1 or 2. I don't know. I'm not sure what the optimal play is there. 1 or 2 of them you would keep. Face the Past I don't see any value in, so I would just get rid of that. And Square Off, not my kind of deck. There's a lot of villains who just don't have a lot of minions in their encounter deck. Though everyone has some, but very few have tons and tons and tons, like Goblin does, and who else? Oh, Zola. Zola's the only other one I can think of offhand. So I would just get rid of these entirely, and that frees up, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards, so yeah, a quarter of the deck. Put in a couple more good allies that help, cheap ones, or, well, probably Professor X plus someone would be my immediate guess. And in terms of a different leadership card, maybe the Power of Leadership, like instead of these, so you can make your leadership specific cards cheaper, because I think Jean was a leadership card, it wasn't a neutral one. Lady M, so Power of Leadership would help get her out for sure. Emma Frost was just a neutral card, a basic card, so she wouldn't have any... yeah, Phoenix was a leadership card as well, so yeah, I would probably swap in the Power of Leadership off of those. But Magneto's unique cards, they seem very fun. If you are fighting someone who doesn't have a lot of minions, you can't get the full value out of some of his cards, but his gear, once you get himself equipped, at first it felt like, oh, this is going to be a real easy loss. Like, we're just going to be beaten up. Once we started getting out all his upgrades, like I got his cape, armor, helmet out, Asteroid M nice and early, the shield twice, like, he felt very powerful once that happened. Anyway, so yeah, that's the changes I would certainly make to his default deck, and I might do that and try him again in the future. If you want to see my first effort of customizing a deck, I did that with Ironheart against Zola, and that is available just to channel members since I was experimenting. But just at a glance, those are the cards I'd probably switch out. Not sure for what entirely specifically, but certainly the ones I would get rid of at a glance that just didn't feel like it added anything to how I want to play him. But you can let me know what you think in the comments. Ma Gog seems like a fun fight as well, kind of like that. Hope you enjoyed. Those of you that do watch the Marvel Champions, thank you so much for doing so. Please go check out the channel sponsor if you're interested in picking up some character packs or scenario packs. They have them all. Well, as much as you can anyway. And remember to like and comment. Until next time, ta-ta for now.